Hi, welcome to my channel, Zen and Fit. My name is Nikki. I wanted to thank my new recent subscribers. I really appreciate you hitting the subscribe button. On my channel, I do try to post once a week. At one point, I had drifted away from that, but I'm trying to get back on track. So please be patient with me. That's my goal, is to post on a weekly basis. And for anyone who's new here, on my channel, I discuss various topics from lifestyle, mental health, and health and wellness. A lot of my content is centered on Black women and also communities of color. So if you're interested in this type of content, please hit the like and subscribe button, and also share my content with anyone you know that may be interested in my channel. So today I actually wanted to make a part 2 on domestic violence, because in my last video I was mainly focused on just the physical abuse. But there are, of course, other forms of abuse when you're in a domestic violence type of situation. Now, some of the other forms of abuse that can be present in a domestic violence relationship include emotional abuse, sexual abuse, as well as financial abuse. For some of you who are listening to this video, you may have personally gone through an abusive relationship where some of these abuses were present. And also, maybe you know of somebody who's gone through an abusive relationship and you've seen these types of patterns where there's emotional abuse present. And this is common in a domestic violence relationship. A lot of times it's not always just the physical abuse. There's other forms of abuse that are present, especially emotional, because the emotional abuse is the way that the abuser maintains control over their victim by tearing them down emotionally, questioning their self-worth, making them feel like they're unworthy of love. Nobody else will want them if they leave this relationship. And this causes the victim a lot of times to stay in this abusive relationship. And also, too, the abuser uses a lot of manipulation, emotional manipulation in the relationship, where, let's say, a violent attack happens, and the abuser a lot of times will make it the victim's fault. I hit you because you didn't cook breakfast on time. You made me have to slap you today. Again, it's a pattern of the abusers always blaming the victim. The victim is to blame in every situation. And so that's how they maintain this sense of power and control in the relationship. Women who are in abusive relationships are constantly on eggshells. They don't know what's going to set their partner off to abuse them physically, or, like I was describing, emotionally. And the emotional abuse has the most long-lasting effects. Because if you think about it, if you have somebody who is constantly tearing you down, making you feel like you have no value, no worth at all, even just as a human being, that's going to have a long-lasting impact on you. It takes a toll on your mental well-being. It can contribute to depression, anxiety, which is understandable because you're in a situation where this person, any type of uplifting situation, this person is constantly going to be pulling you down emotionally through their verbal abuse. In abusive relationships, especially for women who are victims, a lot of times they may be sexually assaulted by their partners, or they're being forced to engage in sexual acts that they don't want to do. And again, this is about power and control for the abuser. They're exerting their control in this relationship, not only emotionally, but also sexually towards their victims. Now, when it comes to the financial abuse, in a lot of domestic violence relationships, you will see the abuser exerts power and control financially in the household, where they want to control the money that their significant other makes. Let's say if a woman is working, let's say a 9-to-5 job, and they're making however much a year, you may see in that abusive relationship, the abuser will just take the woman's paycheck. Like, she won't even have access to the money that she's earning. Or another scenario is that where the abuser wants their victim to be completely financially dependent on them. And so they won't allow the woman to work at all, because they don't want her earning any type of income where she can become empowered to possibly leave this relationship. Financial barriers poses as a significant obstacle for why you see some women and just victims in general don't leave their abusive situations, because they're like, where am I going to go? Where am I going to live? And I have no money to my name. I have no means of supporting myself. Maybe also too, the abuser did not allow their partner to learn any trade or skill or go to school. And again, that's another form of their power and control in the relationship, because if you have no skills or education, how are you going to be able to earn for yourself? And so this runs through a lot of victims' minds when they're even considering leaving this type of abusive situation. It's definitely possible to leave an abusive situation, but especially for Black women, it poses a significant barrier in being able to leave, because think about it, Black women already have to deal with so many different microaggressions in society, where society is saying that Black women aren't as valuable. Your life isn't as worthy in comparison to your white counterparts. And so a lot of times you may be asking yourself the question when you're trying to leave an abusive relationship, who can I turn to? Who can I ask for to get, some form of support and help? And this is also applicable to communities of color. And I wanted to mention that abuse is not just prevalent among heterosexual couples. You can also see similar patterns of abuse among same-sex couples as well. For any of you who may know of someone who's going through an abusive relationship, or maybe you're going through this personally yourself right now, just understanding that you're not alone. There's a lot of people around the world, and especially in the United States, who are dealing with an abusive relationship. And just having empathy and understanding for yourself or the people around you who are going through this type of situation is much needed. And keeping in mind, just reviewing resources that are in your local community. Sometimes they have hotline numbers for domestic violence. They may have local DV shelters that maybe you or somebody you know of can go to. This video isn't intended to provide, treatment or anything like that. I just wanted to do a video just reviewing some of the patterns that you see in abusive relationships. So I hope you found value with this video overall. I look forward to reading any comments you may have. Sometimes it does take me a minute to respond, but I will get back to you. And if you could please hit the like and subscribe button, that would be much appreciated, because that enables me to be able to make more content on this channel in the future. So until next time, take care.